Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Rich Beam, and I am here to introduce the man, the myth, the legend, Darren Clarke, European golfing legend, 2011 Open champion at Royal St. George's, and of course, a Loch Lomond Whiskies ambassador. Darren, how are you, my friend?
I'm all right, Beamer. Thank you. I've been here in lockdown on the island of Abaco in the Bahamas since the 14th of March. So that has been somewhat challenging, I have to say, but also very enjoyable.
Well, I can tell you're having some fun with the new do and, you know, everything kind of going on. Yes.
Look, I mean, it's sort of samurai-ish, isn't it? It's like a little growth on top of my head. The hairdressers aren't really working here. The barbers aren't really working as yet.
You said you've been down there since March. What in the world have you been doing down there? I mean, I'm assuming you're having a couple little drams of Loch Lomond Whiskies. There's no doubt about that. But tell us a little bit about what you've been doing down there for, gosh, since March.
Wow. Well, we got here on, I got here on the 14th of March. And with everything that happened, as we all know, with COVID, the borders, flights, everything got cancelled. So I've been here on my own. My wife and younger son Connor, they haven't been able to get here at all since 14th of March because there's no flights and borders shut. And I only got my older son, who goes to school in Florida. He got here about 3 weeks ago or so. So it's been good to have him here. So it's been somewhat difficult, you know, missing the family there back at home in Portrush in Northern Ireland, and I've been out here. You know, circumstances, the same for a lot of people. You know, you can't in these unprecedented times. You got to do as best as you can with what you have. But fortunately here at the Abaco Club in Winding Bay, the facilities are unbelievable. They're world class. The golf course is sensational. The practice facilities are just brilliant. The beach is not bad behind me either, but the whole place is just, it's wonderful. So we have had no cases of COVID at all on the island of Abaco. So we've been very fortunate that way. All the golf facilities have stayed open. So I've been practicing and playing nearly every day, just working. I've had my TrackMan here, so I've been working away with different numbers and different aspects of things. And, you know, golf is the conundrum. It's you think you've got one thing sorted and then it's something else. And I've been one of those people as well. It's been awful. And you'll know this, Beamer. You know, social media, Instagram, all these experts and everything, and Instagram and Twitter. And I follow them and watch them. I think, that sounds like a great idea. I'll go down to the range now and I'll try that one. And then that lasts for about 2 hours. And I think, oh, no, that's not going to work. So I've been doing all that sort of stuff. But for the most part, I've just been working away. I get back to work in a couple of weeks' time in Firestone, Akron, for our Senior Players Championship over there. So I've got to leave here next week and go into America and self-isolate for a couple of weeks before I get to Firestone.
Tour. Let's just get back to that one more time. But you know, you said you haven't won yet. Come on. What's it going to take to get you across the finish line?
Got to putt better. Simple. Got to make some putts. You know, I hit it probably in the top 3 distance-wise out there. Hitting the ball. My long iron's pretty good. My wedge has got to sharpen up a little bit. And for us, it's all about hole proximity, and you've got to do better with wedges. You know, you've got much more chance of holding a 6-footer than you do a 15-footer. You know, that's just facts and stats. So hence why I've been working so hard on my wedges when I've been here. But the standard is so high, you just can't afford to do it. And I have been basically, when I have given myself chances, I haven't holed enough putts. So, you know, it's like if you're not hitting it close enough, then when you do give yourself a make of a putt, and you miss it, it's sorry, there's more pressure to hit it closer. Then I start going to flags that I shouldn't be going at. And then I short side myself. And then I make a bogey. And then I irritate myself. And then I make another bogey. And bogeys don't work well in the Champions Tour. So in answer to your question, all of the above.
Sounds good. Now, Darren, it's been great chatting with you, but we do have some contestants who have their pre-prepped questions for you. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with Ian Burney from UK. Ian, the floor is yours. Question for Darren.
Following the rule changes last year, of all the rules that you would change, which one would you change that would be for the benefit of both the amateur and the professionals?
Slow play, and more slow play. There is no reason to take as long as what some people play, both professionals and amateurs. You know, why and a lot of that maybe comes down to the pros, because a lot of golfers will watch the pros play and they see us going through a routine and we're meticulous in our planning and you know how we get around it. But we sort of know usually if we're swinging okay, how far we're going to hit each club within maybe whatever 4 or 5 yards. If we hit them, we know how far they're going to go. So what I see when I play a lot of pro-ams is a lot of amateurs will get their Bushnell out and they'll see how far it is, and then they'll turn to me and say, how far, what club are you thinking? Now, these may be, with all due respect, 24 handicappers or whatever. They got no idea how far they're going to hit their 7-iron. They could hit it anywhere between 170 yards and 50 yards. You know, and a lot of the young kids these days coming through the ranks, they see how the really good players, they see how the pros behaves and how we do our work, but we have caddies to help us. So consequently, the game's just slowing down. And I know they're trying to implement this hit, win, ready golf and what have you, but slow play is the bane of our sport, really is, because how are we supposed to attract new people into our sport if you think a round of golf is going to take you 5.5 hours? If it was going to take 5.5 hours when I started playing the game, I don't know if I would have ever got into it that much, because it's too long. There's no need for it. And if you listen to some of the experts like Dr. Bob Rotella, he will tell you, as in most sports, look at your target and hit it. You know, when you stand there and you take 3 or 4 practice swings, and then you take another one, and then you have 3 or 4 looks, all that's doing is encouraging that second voice in your head. Don't hit it over here, don't hit it over there. So most people would improve their golf if they would have one look and hit it. So I've got no problem with them taking their time and figuring out what club they want to hit. But when they get over the golf ball, it takes a lot of them forever to hit it. So the quicker that you can make up, you pick your target and make your swing, and I guarantee you that'll help an awful lot of amateurs play golf. But slow play, none of us want to be in the golf course that long. It's just it's tedious. It takes too long. Just go play, have fun, and you'll have more fun if you hit it quicker, as opposed to worrying about every shot. So that's the one thing I would say: slow play.
Up next is Graham Duncan. Hey, Graham, how are you?
I'm good. Hi, Darren.
Hi, Graham.
I'm a fellow Ulsterman, as you can probably tell with the accent already.
Yes.
Did you have a golfing idol when you were playing golf? And what age did you realise you could become a full-time golfer?
My golfing idol, whenever I was growing up, was probably 2 of them. One of them was Seve, because it was Seve, and the other one was Greg Norman, because of Greg was always into. Greg was more of a showman than Seve was. You know, Greg was all into the cars, planes, helicopters, all that sort of stuff. But you know, he had a zest, and he was that good. He didn't care to show. He didn't care to show off, should we say? No matter how or what anybody thought, because he was that good. Seve, because of his flair and his never say die attitude. A lot of great players all have that same sort of mentality, that the great players want to show off. Tiger Woods wants to show off every time he goes to the golf course, and they have that mentality. And because of that's the way they played, you know, I thought, wow, well, Seve hit it over here, but he'll still get it up and down. Yeah. And Greg will just go at every fly with it, be a driver, 3-wood, whatever. He didn't care. He would go and hit it again. And he didn't hit it too often with his record and how well he played. So they were my guys that I was sort of looking at when I was growing up. But back when I was growing up, we didn't have as much TV coverage as what there is nowadays, with the likes of Sky Sports and all the media coverage. So, you know, to see them, there wasn't that much golf on television. And listening to Peter Allis and the BBC, and you know, when the Open came on, it was always a big deal. So I'd always sit down and watch how the guys were all playing on the Open, when it used to be back at home on BBC Two and all that sort of stuff. But you know, to see how it's developed, and there's so many great young players right now at the moment. I mean, you got Rory, he's just off the chart. DJ, you got Bryson now hitting 400 yards, which is moving the goalposts again. You know, Tiger moved the goalposts in our sport so much with the quality week in, week out, playing the way that he played. And now Bryson's gone and moved the goalposts in a different direction, but going on 400 yards. But his accuracy to combine with that and his short game is amazing to see. So maybe that's the next direction that we're going to go. But in terms of back in those days, those guys were my heroes.
Next up, we have Caroline Murdoch. Caroline.
Harping back to your first answer, it's about the huge entourages that these young golfers seem to have: swing coaches, life coaches, psychiatrists, chefs. They don't look like they're enjoying it that much when you watch them. You know, Jordan Spieth and Thomas, they chunter their way around the course. And I wonder, have they got too many thoughts going through their heads that they're forgetting to hit the ball?
Well, Karen, that's a very good question. But the game has changed an awful lot, and it's become, I don't know, would you say much more professional, much more athletic, I would say, from what it used to be maybe whenever I started the tour. Beamer, you may agree, but you know, Tiger Woods changed that. You know, his whole workout program, everything. And there was people, don't get me wrong, there was people who were very fit and athletes before him, but he brought it more to the fore with his quality of golf and the way that he did things. So a lot of people modeled their way forward on what Tiger's blueprint was, should we say. So in Tiger's blueprint, it was the trainer, there was the nutritionist, it was this, it was that. And you're right, Karen, some of these guys now have an entourage of maybe 12 guys, minimum. You know, I think if they go to the toilet, they have an assistant to open the door for them whenever they go in, some of the guys, you know. It's just like, they've got so many, but that's all part of the team, you know. They're trying to eke out every little bit of talent that they have and maximize what they can do, because the funds that they're playing for are huge these days. I mean, it's massive, and one shot can make a massive amount of difference, not just over a week. It can make a massive amount of difference over the course of one shot at the right time can make a massive difference at the end of the year. It's the margins are so small, and you know, they have to have this team. But you're right, you watch them, and a lot of them, it is a job. You know, what we do is a job, and we get to do it in some of the most beautiful places around the world, on golf courses, and we have spectators and fans like all yourself that watch. But a lot of the guys, you know, it's just they're solely focused on this is their job, and sometimes it comes across, as you rightly said, it doesn't look as if they're enjoying it, Caroline. You know, it's like anybody, whatever line of work you're in, it's pretty tough to enjoy it if you're not always performing the way you think you should. So I'm not justifying it, but I'm just saying the entourage is all there to try and help them. You know, sometimes it's easier to play with a smile on your face than have a growl. I should know, I'm the expert at having a growl on my face, but you know, a smile goes a long way, both outwardly and inwardly, and helps you relax a little bit more. So we will see, but I think in terms of the whole team thing, I think that's just the way professional golf is going forward now these days. I don't think that's liable to change.
Hey, Darren, thanks for your time, buddy. I appreciate it as always. Sorry that you're struggling there down in the Abacoast, but great seeing you as always, and best of luck to you coming up at Firestone. And I will see you probably sometime late September, early October on the Champions Tour, and I cannot wait to give you a big old bear hug, my friend.
Yeah, I know. With this social distance, we'll have to do it behind closed doors, Beamer, so nobody can actually there.
Ooh, that
I'm
sounds a
probably
little
a little bit of a bigger barrel than you saw the last time, Beamer, just have to say.
I'll make sure I do some arm stretches to get there. All right, but yeah.
Perfect.
You got it. Be well, my friend. Safe travel. See you soon.